much time does it take you to get your MacBook Pro set up with Visual Studio Code? In this quick hit edition of Reducing Friction with RunnX, I'm going to help you save some time with an extension. Hello, I'm Michael Blevins, the redhead known as RunnX. Nothing beats the excitement of getting a new machine to write modern software. I recently got a new MacBook Pro for work. I opened up the box, and I quickly remembered the frustration that comes out of that box. I have to install my development tools, configure their settings, and add extensions. When I think I have everything ready to go, I get into writing my next great application, and wham! I find out I'm missing some extension or default key binding. It interrupts my flow because I have to stop and install a crucial extension or map that missing key binding. What I found was a very popular extension that helps solve my new machine woes. Before I tell you about this time-saving extension, I want to be clear that this is not a paid advertisement. I'm not affiliated with the extension. It's free and open source. I just found exactly what I needed when I needed it, and I wanted to share it with others that might not know about Settings Sync yet. The Settings Sync extension synchronizes settings, snippets, themes, file icons, launch settings, key bindings, workspaces, and extensions across multiple machines using GIST in GitHub or GitHub Enterprise. At the time of creating this episode, the extension had just under 2 million downloads. It had a 5 out of 5 rating, and that is crazy good. I was able to use Settings Sync on my Windows machine to upload my current settings, and then on the new MacBook Pro, I downloaded those settings and had it automatically set up everything, including installing my extensions, just like I had on my Windows device. So this took me a little bit longer than I expected, but I've succeeded. I've got a Catalina image set up on my macOS just for this demo. And it's just in time for my beloved Buckeyes, which kick off today at noon. They're back, finally. So I'm going to jump right into this demo. You can see on my VM, I've already got Visual Studio Code set up. So I'm going to go into it. Once this pops open, you can see it's a clean image, clean install. There are no extensions. I'm going to go ahead and go to my Settings Sync, which we've been discussing in this episode. I'll click on Install. You see now that the downloads is over 2 million, which is, like I said, it's a great extension. I'll pop in here and I'm going to see, all right, Settings Sync, and what we want to do is log in with GitHub. I'm going to tell it to go ahead and open up. Right, it's going through, it's got me logged in, which is great. Now, I come back to the extension inside of VSCode, and I can see that I've got my gist here, and that's the one I want to select. I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to close the tab, which takes me back to this particular screen. That's not refreshing, so I'm going to go ahead and close this. And what we're going to do is a Command P and tell it to go to the advanced options under Sync, and then we're going to go into Open Settings. As we're in Open Settings, you can see my GIST ID is populated. I've got an access token. There's a GitHub Enterprise URL, and this is optional. This is if you want to do your on-prem GitHub Enterprise instance. You can do that rather than storing out in GitHub Public. There's a couple options here I like to check on, which is the auto download and the auto upload. You can force download or force the upload. There's quiet sync. I like to see down here at the bottom where things are syncing. You have an option for remove extensions, and that's if you are in VS Code and you remove those and it auto uploads your settings on another machine. With that being checked like this, it will remove anything that you've removed from your settings. So that's something to be careful with if you want one machine to be a little bit different than the other. But in my case, I like them to be the same, and I've got my sync extensions turned on so that, yes, I do want my extensions to sync on these settings. So there's
Some different things that are available here, and you'll notice there's no scroll bar. You can't scroll down, so you actually have to tab through the fields. But everything is set up the way I would like. So we're going to go back and we're going to look at the instructions here inside the extension. And the thing that I want to do, since this is a new VM, I want to go ahead and download and make sure that my extensions are being installed. So I'm going to do my Shift-Alt and I'm going to do D. You can see down here at the bottom that the settings sync had started, and you can see that it's already going through and installing some extensions. 4 of 38 have been installed. This does take a little bit of time, so I'm going to do a little movie magic and speed things up here. One of the things you're going to notice is as it gets some extensions installed, you're going to see things pop in over here on the left-hand bar. Right? And as you can see here, this is SQL Server that just got installed. And I'm going to speed up. And here you'll notice an extension that I use that's part of my sync settings, my settings sync configuration. It has been sunsetted. So one of the things that I may end up doing is removing this on one machine, and then I will download my settings again on another machine and have that there as well. So that's one of the additional benefits even after an initial setup. I just want to talk about the VSCode icons extension for a second. This is a pretty nice one that when you're in your Explorer view and you have a folder loaded, it will put an icon signifying the type of folder it is or the type of file it is. But it just helps visually let you see some of the things that your folders have in there that will help you with your development. Okay, looks like we're on our last one, and now it's done. You see some weird behavior over here. What I like to do is actually shut down VSCode and restart it. It just has some odd behavior when it just finishes up. It looks like it's all done now, but like I said, I really like to close it out, quit, and then start it back up. Once we get it started up, you can see the extensions that are loaded over here. You can see settings sync is running down here, and so you already have the latest version. Some of the other things like live shares will pop up here. You get some different things that pop up, some notifications. As you can see, it's a pretty powerful extension. It does take a little time to get all of your other extensions downloaded and installed, but it's really saving you time and making sure it's very consistent across your machine so you don't miss some kind of extension you expected to be there when you're in the midst of doing some development. So I'm pretty excited to share this with you. I hope you enjoyed this part of the demo, and I'm just going to have some closing thoughts.
As you can see, this extension is pretty cool. In July 2020, VSCode released its own settings sync in preview as part of their update to VSCode. I haven't taken the time to review this feature in VSCode yet, as it was pretty new in comparison and it wasn't available when I got my new machine. If you're using the new feature, leave a comment about your experience below. I hope that I have helped others find this popular and useful tool to reduce the friction of setting up a new development machine. If you install the extension and it saves you time, donate, like I did, contribute back to the project. I want to end by thanking you for watching this quick hit edition of Reducing Friction with RunnX. If you're currently facing some friction, share your thoughts or questions in the comments below. You can always contact me at RunnX on Twitter, LinkedIn, or GitHub, at the Redhead known as RunnX on Facebook, or on my website, RunnX.com. Watch for my next episode where I'm going to discuss using Azure DevOps and Terraform to publish my secrets to Azure Key Vault. Until next time, I'm Michael Blevins. Did you find this episode helpful? If so, let me know. Like the video, comment, subscribe, do it all, whatever. Peace.